Republican Florida Congressman Michael Waltz has a new op-ed on FoxNews.com entitled "Putin Wants to Build a New Soviet Union and He Won't Stop with Ukraine." The congressman in focus now. Congressman Waltz, what do you mean?
Well, a lot of Americans are asking, and I think rightly so, why is Ukraine in our interest? Why is it in our interest to take bold action here? I'm not advocating for putting American boots on the ground in Ukraine, but there's a lot more that we should be doing to help them defend themselves. And the reason it's in our interest is, you just said, the world just watched the Taliban dictate the terms. And the message everyone received is jihad is won, democracy is lost. Now they're watching Putin dictate the terms. And just next week, in the opening ceremony of the Olympics, you're going to see Putin and Xi standing side by side talking about a new world order. Why should Americans care? Well, we shouldn't just stand by and allow the old Soviet Union to get put back together again. And Putin has stated since 2005 that the greatest tragedy of the 20th century was the demise of the Soviet Union. He fully intends to put it back together. He's doing it on Obama and Biden's watch, and they intend to challenge the United States side by side with China.
So what do we do about this? Because I'm looking, there's a statement from the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki today talking about the visit of the Chancellor Scholz of Germany. I mean, Germany and Russia having that cozy relationship over the Nord Stream 2 pipeline for energy for Germany.
Yep.
Look, they need to decouple that right now. But what do? Do we put now pressure on our allies? So we're going to go after Germany to, hey, can you back out of that deal? But we won't go after Russia?
Yeah, I think we need to take a much tougher stand with both Germany and Russia, frankly. Germany has not lived up to its commitment to pay 2% of its GDP towards its own defense. It has tens of thousands of American soldiers stationed there, contributing to its economy, and yet it sells out NATO and its allies selfishly for its own, for cheaper gas for Russia. Yet that really throws Poland, Eastern Europe, Ukraine under the bus and puts them under the thumb of Putin. So they're not behaving like a good ally. I think we need to call that out. President Trump certainly did. He walked right into the good old boys club in the G7 and said, enough is enough. So I would like to see secondary sanctions on German companies if they don't take a tougher stand. They're also blocking any type of aid from going to Ukraine, which is unacceptable. And we need to be putting these sanctions on the table now, this lethal aid on the table now, and then saying, Putin, if you back down, we'll lift these sanctions and we'll pull back on this aid. But right now we have no cards to play because Biden has taken a concessions first, don't agitate, don't provoke, and how that's viewed in Moscow is weakness and opportunity.
Look, Congressman Waltz, you can Google what the demands from Russia are. I mean, I know the president likes to tell us to Google for vaccines and everything else. You can do that. Yet, what do we get? Right? Try and find that. Like they've told us, well, we might not threaten you anymore if you just give us what we want. They don't want anything that we would give them. They want Ukraine. And from what you're saying, they want more than that. You served, Green Beret. You got into politics, you told me one time before you were a congressman, because you wanted that representation and those voices that represent the American people on these issues. What would you say to the President of the United States right now as a former service member and now a congressman?
Look, our adversaries, they understand strength and they understand leverage, whether it's the Taliban or dictators in China or Russia. And we have to exercise the leverage that we have. We have to put strength on the table. And then once they back down, we'll pull that back. But sending strongly worded letters and Mother May I's is only projecting weakness. That's going to invite aggression. At the end of the day, that's going to affect our soldiers, sailors, and airmen and Marines. And that's one of the reasons that I ran for Congress. We need that on-the-ground experience making these and advising these policy decisions.
Congressman Waltz, thank you. I will always want more time, and we'll bring you back. Thank you.